today we talk about counting two. Some different ways to count things that you might need to know. So, the first thing that's going to stand out today is that you're going to need to know two new words. That's a combination. Combination is when you want stuff, when you're counting things. But the order doesn't matter. And that's important. So, if I say I'm going to bring 3 of you on a trip to Disneyland, and I say it's going to be Natasha and then Drew, and then to separate him from Talia, I'll also choose Hayden. It wouldn't matter really if I would have chosen it Hayden, Natasha, then Drew, because the same 3 people are coming no matter what. So the order doesn't matter. So Natasha, Drew, Hayden is the same as Drew, Natasha, Hayden. Right? Since it's the same 3 people, it doesn't matter. So you've really got to know that. There's some words that'll help you. Mostly it'll say the word choose. And that'll be something that you really got to have down. They say choose, or if you bring somebody with you, you've got to know that it's a combination. There's a button on a calculator that's also going to help you know this. Take with you. On the calculator. First, you're going to push the PRB button, which stands for probability, and then afterwards, there's 3 things listed, and you want to make sure you do N, C, R, and I'll kind of show you how to do that later once we've talked about it, but just so you know what it looks like, PRB is right here. Push that. NCR is the second one, so you go overwards. NCR. So, combinations. Order doesn't matter. The second thing you're going to have to know is what's called a permutation. And of course, if this one is counting, the order doesn't matter. This one's counting. Order does matter. Right? So in this example, I was just saying, hey, I'm taking these kids to Disneyland with me, which sounds terrible. Well, Disneyland sounds awesome. Bringing 3 random people sounds terrible. So in a permutation, though, the order does matter. So if I said something like, the question was, who's best? Right? Natasha, Drew, Hayden. First, second, third. Right? That's some way I could pick it from the class, but this is different. Than Drew, Natasha, Hayden. Right? So, in a permutation, the order does matter because these things are all differentiated in some way. And now, let's kind of show you how this is going to work. Oh, nope. Just kidding. Interpermutation. They'll have the words something like order, arrange, right? It'll have some sort of word that's going to help you choose which one it's going to be. If it has you picking a team and saying they got to be in a similar order, or if they're different positions or something like that, you know it's going to be a permutation. The button on the calculator, once again, is PRB, and then you're going to use NPR. CP. I don't know why I just said that. All right, we're going to go into this in a little bit. There's something that I have not explained to you yet, and that's if you're going to arrange Bob. How many different ways can we do that? Last chapter, we talked about, well, you just got to do this. And there's 3 letters. 3 times 2 times 1. 6. Is that the answer? The problem in this is that there's a repeat letter. So that's going to change things, right? So when there's repeats, so 3 times 2 times 1, that's really just 3 factorial. When there's repeats, you got to divide by repeats factorial. So how many b's are there? There's 2. So you've actually got to divide it by 2 factorial, which if you did this in a calculator, you would get 3. And just so you get why we're doing that, if we were to do this, right, we can do B. Let's pretend there's B1 and B2. B1, O, B2, B1, B2, O, and then there's O, B1, B2, O, B2, B1, and then there's B2, O, B1, B2, B1, O, right? So that's 6 down here. However, we know that those B's aren't different, so we can cross things off, right? This and this are the same. BOB, BOB, cross that one off. BBO, BBO, cross that one off, and we have 1, 2, 3. Three. So, let me give you a different word. Geometry. Let's say we took the word quanta, right? So, we would count the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 factorial. And now we're going to look to see if there's any repeats, right? There's only one. There's only one. Ha-ha. 1, 2. So we're going to divide by 2 factorial. 1, 2, and another 2 factorial. Let me just show you how that would look in a calculator. 7 PRB exclamation point divided by parentheses 2 PRB, 2 PRB, and we get 1,260. So just be careful when there's repeat letters, because that could screw everything up when we're trying to do it. All right, let's turn this back over. Now, counting. So be very careful when you use, remember there's NCR order matters. NPR. I said that backwards. Order doesn't matter. Order matters. Mostly, this is just a case of you got to put it in the calculator properly, and then you'll be fine. So if I said something like, Talia has 8 pairs of socks. She wants to choose 4 of them to bring with her. How many ways can she choose 4 socks? So, this is where you've got to look. If you're just bringing socks with you, does the order matter? The answer to that is no. Plus, there should have been a clue with that choose word right there. So, in a calculator, you always start, this N is how many it starts with. So, you would do 8. Push the NCR button. So, this means there's 8, and you're going to choose 4 of them. That's how you put it into the calculator. 8, PRB, NCR, 4. And you get 70. And that's really it. Just put it in the calculator properly. All you have got to do is make sure that you're using either NCR for order doesn't matter, NPR, order does matter. So if I said something like, Kenzie is choosing her 6 best friends out of 10. To rate as her favorites. From 1 to 6. So she's rating them like, you're my favorite, you're my second favorite, you're my third favorite, you're my fourth favorite, you're my fifth favorite, you're my sixth favorite. The rest of you, you're not on the list. So, because she is ordering, you've got to use NPR. So, remember, the first thing is how many there were. 10. NPR. Whoa, what's happening there? And there's 6. And you would simply just put that into the calculator. 10, NPR, 6, and you get 151,200 ways. Everything that we were doing, the first section, was order matters for the most part, so NPRs. So we were doing permutations this whole time. The joke among mathematicians is that a Locker combination is definitely not actually a Locker combination. It's a Locker permutation because the order matters. 1, 57, 24 is different than 57, 24, 1. Boom. Just drop some knowledge on you.